Drew Nemhard has a kidney stone. It was removed yesterday. He's going to miss a few days. He will not make the trip. And we'll see where things are when we get back. We'll have an off day on Wednesday. And the hope is that he'll be ready to go Thursday or Friday. And Tyrese is not going to travel with the team this afternoon. He talked to me about this about 6 weeks ago. He's going to stay tonight. He's going to go to the WWE event.
Yep.
And he's got transportation arranged to meet us tonight in Memphis, and he'll be there for shoot around. And so I'm very curious to see what they have in store for him tonight. As long as they don't put him in the sleeper hole, it'll be good. It'll be good. And I'm sure that will be entertaining.
For game one, what are you hoping to get out of it in the preseason, whether that's exploring some lineups, playing certain things?
A continuation of training camp, hard play, attention to detail, both ends of the floor. To the extent that it's possible, try to stay healthy, but a lot of that formula is you got to play hard. And if you're playing hard, you got a better chance of getting through, healthy. But we got a lot of things to look at. We got four preseason games and one inter-squad scrimmage to do that. And so, it's time to play somebody else.
Anybody besides Andrew unavailable tomorrow? I know just because you mentioned Ty might take it easy after USA.
Yeah, I'm not getting into that. No other injuries.
Okay.
No.
In the positions where there's log jams, how do you anticipate? Is it easier to commit to one guy one game and the next guy the next, so that they get like 20, 25 minutes versus like 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes?
As we used to say in television, stay tuned. We'll find out.
Fair enough.
It's kind of a young group, and the effort, everything that you want to see from the team, is the consistency of that effort, as well as understanding what to do, a challenge with the younger group.
Well, we hope that we're making strides there. Today, the green team is a younger group, and they had a few challenges. So, Lloyd grabbed them afterwards, and they're running through stuff. And so, a lot's getting thrown at them in a very short period of time. We virtually have an entire NBA system in 4 days of practice. In college, you have over a month of practice and stuff before you play your first non-conference game against whoever. So this is different. It's a lot for these guys. So we have to be patient, but they have to keep making progress, and they will. They will. They're good kids. They care. They're working hard.
You mentioned Memphis' physicality. I guess what else do you like about them as a first preseason opponent in terms of ways they can test?
Well, they're now a veteran team, and they're a young veteran team with multiple years in the playoffs, and the physical element. They have a smash mouth approach, and that's what we need right now. We need to go against physical teams. So I'm looking forward to seeing where we are.
With Tyrese now with a full year under his belt, have you noticed any increase, assertiveness or taking charge or leadership in this first week of camp at all?
Those things come naturally to him. Pretty clear to him that he's the main guy. He's the leader on the floor. He's a natural leader and a natural connector of men. And so, that stuff has been pretty seamless really since he got here a year and a half ago. So, but coming off of, a year and a half with us, a summer with USA, and that experience, all those things will only enhance his ability to lead this team at a high level.
What kind of growth have you seen in Miles?
Kind of what?
What kind of growth have you seen in Miles? I feel like especially as a leader, how do you feel like you already like that from him in the first place, but do you feel like he's taking more steps in that, being more vocal? How are you seeing him continue to talk?
Yeah, he is more vocal, but the interesting thing is most of his leadership stuff is coming off of action, of things that he's doing, how he's approaching, the work in the weight room, how he's approaching his body, how he's approaching detail work when we are doing our habit work and doing our shell defense, and he's very precise. And when veterans show that type of precision, I mean, that's a form of leadership. And then they do it, and then they establish a level of accountability with the other younger veterans and the rookies. And so, this is how you create, a culture that feeds itself. So, but it's work. It's work. He works hard at it. This is year 8 or 9 for him. I forget which, but he's still very young. So, it's exciting. It's exciting what he's doing right now.
We don't get to see much, but does Lloyd have more of an increased voice at all this year in terms of what you're wanting from him?
Lloyd's always had a big voice. Always had a big voice, yeah.
What happened with your ankle last week, and how are you feeling good enough to play coming up on this trip?
Yeah, I just twisted it. Working my way back, but I'll be ready to play in these 2 games.
What have you thought of this camp compared to last year's? As this team has more aspirations this year?
More intensity for sure. It's not that we didn't have any last year, but it seemed to pick up a bit, and defense is certainly ahead of the offense, but we're doing everything with a purpose, so that's really all you can ask for.
Ty just called this defense more traditional, for lack of a better term. Have you played like this before, and do you feel like it can have success for you guys?
Yeah, for sure. Jim and Jenny are doing a really good job locking in on the principles, and I think for the most part we're doing a good job of absorbing the information and using it on the floor and taking away the stuff that we're supposed to do.
Not even sure if you guys have overlapped for a practice yet, but how have you seen Drew be better than last year, especially as a ball handler?
I mean, he's solid. You never know when the guy's rattled, and I mean, that's a skill, and he just keeps getting better and better at playing at his own pace, and he's stronger than people think. So he's able to kind of body people if he gets by him, and it's really tough to get back in front. So you can tell how hard he works, and it's going to be a joy to watch him grow.
What are you most curious to see these 2 games?
Just building chemistry. I think you guys have been doing this long enough where right off the bat it's not going to just click. We've added pieces, and we've certainly changed some things. So working on that in the games, and building the chemistry with the new guys, and even the guys that were here last year. That chemistry, it's different. People might be in different positions, so kind of just playing incredibly hard, playing with a purpose, and building the chemistry to get things right. Because
of all the changes defensively, would this be fair to define this camp as more instructional than normal?
No, I mean, I feel like training camp for the most part is a lot of instruction anyways. Okay. But, we're doing things, like I said, with a purpose. We're not sitting there talking about the defense for 40 minutes and kind of getting bored with it. We're sitting there, 5-minute stretches and doing things quick and with a purpose, and then going to the next thing and then coming back to it. So the way it's structured, I feel like, it's keeping everyone's attention, and everyone has a lot of energy, and we're doing it the right way.
You mentioned the intensity. I guess how much is that a product of just the level of competition across the board for spots in this thing, and how is this, does this compare to a previous camp you've been to when you've got 15 guys that are going after spots and a lot of stuff's open? I
mean, I feel like you guys have heard this is a competition-based camp, and from top to bottom on our roster, I think we have a rotation player at every spot. So, there's going to be a ton of competition, and I don't think I've played on a team with this much depth. But the competition is just going to bring the best out of everyone.
Individually, what are you hoping to get better at or add to your game this year?
I'm always trying to add to my shot, especially a 3-point shot, and just taking care of my body better. getting up there in age. No, I'm just kidding.
I already called you old. It's okay.
Just my three, and I think I obviously work on my three the most because that's the way the game is played. But just the things that I do out there, pushing the pace and watching film and finding ways I can find guys better and getting into the paint and in the offense in weird ways and finishing and mid-range. It's all that type of stuff that I'm always trying to just tune up and get better.
You excited for tonight?
I am. I'm looking forward to it.
What are you doing?
To be determined. I don't really know. But get backstage, hopefully meet some people. It'll be fun.
For those of us that don't follow that, like, where does this stack up in WWE? Like, what's meaningful or what matters about tonight?
It's just like a premium live event, PLE they call it. So it's like one a month in WWE. So it's not like a major top 3 one, but it's like imagine like the first round of the playoffs. That's what these are. So it's still a major event with like major matches, but it's not like the major event. It's not like conference finals or finals.
And how did you become a fan of it?
My uncle Gary, he's deceased now, but when I was a kid, he used to come to my house and we always watch it together. And that's every time I think about it, I think about my uncle Gary, and he knew my mom would pay for the pay-per-views. They used to be pay-per-views, now they're PLEs, but my mom would pay for it if I cried hard enough for it. So it's just a memory that I have with him, and my dad always took me to whenever they came to Wisconsin. So every WWE event, I always take my dad. So looking forward to it tonight.
Did you have a chance to talk with Pat McAfee about WWE stuff at all while you were with him?
A little bit. Yeah, we talked a little bit about it. Hopefully he'll be I'm sure he'll be in attendance at some point tonight. So hopefully I can see him and chat a little more.
What have you thought of?
For tonight?
Have we what?
Predictions for tonight?
Yeah, I mean, Seth's gonna win. LWO is gonna no. Street Profit's gonna beat the LWO, I hope. EL's gonna win the women's match. I'm trying to think of the other two. Oh, John Cena's gonna win, obviously, of course. And I forgot the other one, but yeah, I have predictions for all of them.
It's like a foreign language to me. What'd you think of what this team got done this week, and how do you feel about the vibe of this week compared to last year's training camp?
Oh, it feels good. We're learning a lot. Obviously, the defense has changed now with different personnel, kind of running it. So I feel like the energy's been really good in here. We've been really getting after each other, competing. I mean, I know what's been talked about the whole time is the talent level we have and the amount of spots that are kind of up for grabs. So that's made training camp, I think, a little more fun than usual. Guys are all competing for spots. You don't really know what rotations are going to look like and stuff like that. But I think that's the beauty of the game of basketball. And, it's been a lot of fun, a lot of good competition, and obviously looking forward to tomorrow and the rest of the preseason to see how we stack up.
Anybody stood out or impressed you this week?
I think everybody's been good. I think playing with Bruce more. They haven't really allowed me and Bruce to play together a ton, but he's looked really good. So I look forward to being able to share the floor with him moving forward.
Before Drew has gone out the last couple of days, what has topped about what he's gotten done and maybe how he looked sharper than last season?
Yeah, I think what he brings defensively. I think this year he'll probably have the ball in his hands a little bit more with the second unit and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. He's grown a lot. I mean, he was like probably one of the best players at Summer League by far. He had no business playing in that in the first place. I think he's really grown a lot and just getting more comfortable within the NBA game. And he's an unbelievable pick and roll operator. And so just looking forward to seeing what he does moving forward.
Are there different things like more pick and roll that you think he'll unlock this season with more opportunity?
I think so. I think when last year he primarily played the wing, shared the floor with me, so the ball's obviously in my hands a lot more. So this year I think it's envisioned for him, and I think everybody kind of envisions him kind of being at the helm a little bit more in the second unit and being able to have the ball in his hands a little bit more, so everybody can see who he really is. He's a point guard. Like Andrew's always been a point guard our whole life. So I look forward to seeing him, hopefully being able to play that spot a little bit more.
How's your confidence in the defensive changes? Are you looking forward to seeing how you guys hold up?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going a little more traditional, playing a little more traditional style of defense. With Coach Boylan being more of an old school guy. So I'm looking forward to it. It's different for me. I've never played defense this way or guarded it this way, but I do see the perks in it and playing against it. You're not always getting the shots that you want. So I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like in live action. And like the preseason is kind of like just sparring at some point. You know what I mean? You're seeing how it works. So I'm really looking forward to that.
When you say traditional, what do you mean? What's different?
I just think
know you can't give too much away.
Yeah, I just think these days the way the game is operated is a lot more packing. Like, last year, at least for us, we loaded the nail a lot, gave up a lot of middle drives, a lot of kick-out threes, stuff like that. I think, and then pick and roll, everybody's kind of taught to guard it more. With a tag guy, you're trying to guard it with all 5 on defense, where I think this year's a little bit more. You're trying to handle stuff 2-on-2 and keep us out of rotation a little bit more. I think you see that with USA basketball, and it's just more of how the game was traditionally played. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that looks.
How have you seen growth in Miles? How have you seen him? Is he different this year? I guess especially with less talk, the contract being done and less talk about trades and everything like that. I mean, how have you seen him? Does he seem more comfortable? And then how else have you seen him kind of grow and mature and turn into more leader than he already was?
Yeah, I think with Miles, it's like he's comfortable regardless. Like, the guy's been in trade rumors every year his whole career, so I think he has kind of put that aside.
I don't think he was really that concerned with it at that point. I think he's done a really good job of being a vocal guy. He's been on the rookies nonstop, and I think that vocal leadership has been helping. And it's a guy who's been here a long time. He knows what it's like to play winning basketball here in Indy and the passion that the fans have and what it means to win here. So I think he wants to get back to the playoffs just as much as as guys who have never been there want to get there. So I think we all just share that common goal.
I asked you about Benedict at Media Day, but what, if anything, do you have to adjust to make him be at his best when you guys are playing together?
It's a good question. I think just trying to get him in the right spots, just trying to figure it out. Obviously, me and Buddy have played together. This is going on our 4th year, so
Your whole career?
our whole career. So our synergy is, I think me and Buddy, we know each other like the back of our hand, and that's just kind of who we are and what it's always been. So, with Ben, I think it's just learning that. It'll take some time, but understand where he likes the ball the most and just being able to play off each other, the best way he can. Because I think sometimes when he's struggling or I'm struggling, we got to find a way to get the other one going. So, it's a growing process, but I think it's been good.
Do you see ways he can help you as well?
I think so. I think you have to ask him that question.
Sure.
But I think he'll figure it out. Like, he knows what to do, and I think for him now it's about growing more as a communicator and as a vocal guy. You guys know Ben's very reserved, quiet dude, but I think just being able, he doesn't say much, just being able to say the right things and speaking what's on his mind sometimes, I think that'll help.